Nothing exposes the gaps in postpartum weight loss advice like bounce back culture. The pressure hits immediately, the support disappears overnight, and somehow you're expected to have it all figured out on your own. This is Nourished Mamas, the postpartum weight loss podcast, and I'm Mallory, a registered dietitian, weight loss coach, and mom who knows how disorienting this season can feel. Postpartum brings a whole new set of challenges no one prepares you for. The cravings that hit out of nowhere, the mom brain that makes everything take twice as long, the afternoons that feel impossible to push through, and the pressure to bounce back when you're just trying to get through the day. Here, we talk honestly about what's going on behind all of that, in a way that actually makes sense, and I'll walk you through simple, realistic changes that help you feel more steady, more energized, and more confident in your body again. No extremes, no shame, and no complicated systems that you'll want to abandon within the next 2 days. Just practical support that fits into your mom life, the messy, loud, beautiful, exhausting version, not Pinterest version. If you're ready to understand what your body is doing and finally have a plan that works in this season, let's get started. Hey there, welcome back to the Nourished Mamas podcast. I'm Mallory, your host, the postpartum dietitian. And if you're watching on YouTube or in the Nourished Mamas community, you're probably seeing Gimli behind me. He is my orange cat who is just very happy that I'm spending time with him in the guest room right now. So without further ado, let's get into how to break the all or nothing thinking, especially if it comes in December where you're like, I don't want to work on my weight loss goals right now. I don't want to work on health goals right now. It's the holidays. I don't want to think about it. Let's push it off till January. And let's not do that, because becoming a whole new woman in January just probably isn't going to happen. So if we start making small shifts now, you're more likely to have momentum going into January rather than feeling like, oh, I'm starting all over and now I am 5 to 10 pounds heavier than I was at the beginning of December. So we're just going to get out of the cycle that we've been stuck in forever, basically. Yeah, it just isn't that helpful. So when you are stuck in this cycle, it's not because you're undisciplined. It's not because the holidays are like the worst thing ever for your goals. It's because you are more stressed. There's a lot more unpredictability. It's not because you don't have discipline. It's not because you don't have willpower, but you're exhausted. There's all this unrealistic pressure to do it all. Um, when I first started coming back to the podcast, I was thinking I need to do 2 episodes a week. And then I realized that was stupid. So for my own mental health, I can't. Like, I'm doing this at 10:30 at night after my kid went to bed. I'm not going to do 8 episodes this month, but I will get you 4. And I will get you going on a bunch of cool resources. However, I'm not going to commit to doing 8 because for me, that's just too many. And I don't know that you'll actually come back and listen to it 2 days a week, because your time is important. And I just want to keep it short and actionable, you know? But the holidays, they magnify stress, and we have all this unrealistic pressure. Like, I don't do Elf on the Shelf as of right now. My son is 2. I don't think he would get anything out of it except for mom is stressed. He's got a Bluey book advent calendar, and I'm just trying not to stress when we miss a day opening his little books. He's really enjoying them. And he's getting new words out of it every day. Like, he learned Bluey's little type, 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 ching for her typewriter today. Um, and so he was doing this motion and it was so cute and like waving his arms all around trying to type on a typewriter. And so like I'm trying to be present in those moments, you know, like that's just so much more important during this season than me trying to put all this unrealistic pressure on myself in my business, in like our retail shop where I spent today working there, where like we did some deep cleaning and we're getting ready for the holidays there. Um, and we're by a national park, so it kind of slows down in the winter. So we're just kind of like going through and like shifting some stuff for the next season. And I'm trying to lean into like the calmer, slower months where it gets dark so early rather than trying to just do everything. I cannot say right now that I won't ever do Elf on the Shelf, but as of this moment, my tree isn't even fully decorated. It has three ornaments on it. They're all at like eye level for me and my husband instead of like where my son can reach them because I don't want him to break anything. But he's obsessed with the trees. He loves the lights. It's awesome. And that's just enough for right this second. I may finish decorating the tree at some point, but right this second, it's just I'm trying to focus on the more important things. And for me, that is making sure that I'm getting enough food and getting in enough exercise because it's so hard when it's dark, you know? But our brains love like that all or nothing thinking. Like, I have to do it all and I have to do it perfectly or I shouldn't do it at all. And the holidays just amplify that so much. We've got like the Pinterest stuff. I've seen so many ideas on Instagram for like how to pose your elf on the shelf and like doing all these different things and like what meals to be making and how to have I can't remember the phrase, but like basically a nostalgic Christmas and like how to decorate your house in this super nostalgic way. And it can be really tempting to put off your health goals until after all of this calms down. And a huge reason that backfires is because even though January is different and you don't have the holidays anymore, there's always something else going on in your life. And so if you don't just grab it by the horns today, then it's so easy to put it off until New Year's. And then it's easy to put it off until after Valentine's Day or maybe after Easter. There's always something going on. And then by summer, you're like, oh, shoot, I didn't lose any weight yet. Um, Super common, very common. And so taking that action today, making a simple shift. Sorry, my cat is bumping me in the head. Um, it makes it so much easier because you're not overwhelming yourself by adding like this whole huge new to-do list. Like if you're already trying to do it all and you're not giving yourself permission to have like some time for relaxing, reading books, getting your exercise in because you're trying to like be the perfect mom for your kids and show up in every single like Pinterest or Instagram thing that you're seeing and you're not taking care of yourself, it's so much harder to take care of your family. And it's so much harder for you to feel like you have your own needs met. And when you're trying to do a change in your health goals, like when you think of New Year's resolutions, think about like when you've written them in the past, have you done like huge things where you're like, I'm going to lose 50 pounds this year. I'm going to start meal prepping every weekend for 3 hours on Sunday. You buy a whole bunch of new meal prep containers. You buy a whole bunch of new like cooking implements, like an air fryer or an instant pot. And you get all of these things to help you try and be healthier. Maybe you're buying a ton of fruits and vegetables, and then the air fryer just collects dust and the fruits and veggies rot in your fridge after about 3 days of you eating what I've heard referred to as rabbit food. And then you just stop because it's too much. And you have work coming in and saying, hey, it's the new year. We need to double down on our initiatives. You have your kids going back into school and needing like all of the things from you. And our New Year's resolutions slip because they're so, so big. And that's so similar to diet culture and saying like I'm going to start working out 5 times a week. I'm going to meal prep every single Sunday. I'm going to eat the same meals that I prepped every single day and then you're sick of it by about Tuesday and you're not sure if it's gotten bad because you don't know how long the food should be in the fridge. So these are all things that are super normal and a huge part of it is it's because you're trying to do too much at once. So we're not going for a resolution pep talk. We're going for making you feel more in control today. Even if you feel like you're drowning in wrapping paper and flat bubbly waters, or cats who are trying to pull your hair, like mine is trying to do right now. If you're watching the video, he's very, very much needing my attention. uh, just checking my notes to make sure I don't miss anything. So it's something you'll want to think about in doing these small things. Think about like small micro habits you can start right now. Like, can you put your gym clothes in your car so that you have them for when you do have time to go to the gym? Can you decide to take your kid on a stroller walk for 10 minutes after dinner? What can you do where it doesn't take you very much time or thought to do it, but it gets you started? Something that I've been doing a ton lately is chopping up veggies when I've already got the cutting board out. So if I'm cutting up a couple of bell peppers, I get the mini ones a lot of the time. So if I'm cutting up like a few bell peppers for a meal or one bell pepper for a meal, I cut up like the entire bag. If I have a bag of onions, sometimes I'll cut up one because of the tear thing. This last week, I tried something where you spray oil on the knife. I don't know if that helped or not, but I ended up cutting the whole bag of onions and then I froze most of it. So, doing little things. And my meal prep survival kit gives you so many ideas for how to squeeze in like 10 minutes worth of meal prep to really make a difference. Um, but just little things like if it takes you 90 seconds to fill your water bottle, go do it. If it takes less than 2 minutes to do a couple of squats, go for it. And if it takes you less than 90 seconds to drink your warm coffee for a minute and a half, awesome. While your toddler is strapped into their high chair eating an entire banana, because apparently that's what he does now for this week. Who knows about next week? Next week, he may go back to eating like 2 bites and handing it to the dog. But you build trust with yourself by doing these tiny wins. And you got to think about like what can you do right now that's not going to make you feel like you have to like become this new person overnight. So a couple of things I've mentioned um, are the Recipe Vault. I don't know if I actually mentioned that, but it is a free resource where I have 30 recipes and they all have little tips for how to make the recipes more mom friendly. But then I also mentioned the Meal Prep Survival Guide kit. That is like top tier, one of my favorite courses I've ever created because it just makes life so much easier. And that is my mission as a dietitian right now is to simplify your meals as a postpartum mom and make that so much easier for you. And that is like if you have 10 minutes, if you have 30 minutes, if you have 60 minutes, that holy grail to meal prep. Maybe your kid is asleep. Maybe your mom took them for the afternoon. If you have 60 minutes, you can make two meals. You can make two full meals in 60 minutes, and I walk you through how to do it, and I give you the recipes that I would use. And the meal prep survival kit links directly to the vault. So it makes it really simple. So all of those recipes have 30 grams of protein, they have fiber, they take the thought process out of it. And then I really break down for you what to do. I break down how to reset your kitchen. If you've got 90 seconds to look in your fridge and clear out the old gook, awesome. Look for expired condiments. Look for things that are turning to goo in your veggie drawer, like kitchen resets, pantry reset. And I walk you through all of this just to make life so much simpler. So if that's something you're interested in, I've got the link below where you can learn more about the survival kit because, again, top tier, one of my favorite courses I've ever created. Um, Thank you guys so much for joining me in this episode. I hope it was helpful. Again, the Recipe Vault is something you can access for free in the Nourish Mamas community, but the survival kit links directly to it in fun ways to really walk you through how to utilize it really well. Um, so it's kind of a bonus thing in there. So if that's something you're interested in, check the show notes, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode.